Students, in the previous video lecture, we have learned about free body diagrams, and we have used free body diagrams to plot forces, and as well as you can find out acceleration, and few examples we have learned in the previous class. As we already have noted, contact force can be normal force, contact force can be tension, contact force can be friction. There exist different types of contact forces. Normal reaction, how to locate normal reaction and how to find out normal reaction in proper figure, we have calculated that in the previous videos. In this video session, we will be learning with tension, which is the other kind of contact force. We will be learning about tension and how to find out tension in different situations, in different like plotting free body diagrams. We will be able to find out tension in strings. Before that, let me explain how does tension act. Tension in a string is an electromagnetic force. Tension in the string is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force is because of electric charges. Let me make it clear. You have a wire. This is a wire, and this wire is made up of some material. Either it can be copper or aluminum, any material it can be. This wire consists of atoms and as well as molecules, right? So in this wire, there are few atoms. Let me consider these are atoms. These are atoms which are present in the wire. Now, usually, as we know, there will be molecular interaction in between two molecules within a substance. Likewise, here within this solid wire, there will be interaction between two atoms. So if you are considering atoms like this, which make one material, there is interaction between these two molecules. There is interaction between these two. 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 Like that, if you are considering one atom here and the other atom here, all the electrons of one atom is pulled by positive charges of this atom. This is number 1 and this is number 2. First atomic electrons are pulled by the second atom. Likewise, second atom electrons are pulled by the first atom, vice versa. Because of these two interactions, like first one is interacting with the second one, there is electrostatic force acting between electric charge and as well as positive proton charge. So as these charges, they have interaction with each other, there will be some kind of force arising between these two atoms. So as we know, in a solid wire, there are many such atoms, and each atom will be interacting with its surrounding atoms. And that force which is interacting here in case of a wire is treated to be as tension. It is called tension in the string. What happens with this tension when you are attaching a solid mass to the wire? Now let us take a mass of 10 kg. This 10 kg mass is attached with this wire. What would happen now? As the 10 kg mass is attached with this wire, there is a gravitational force acting in downward direction, that is 100 Newton. 10 into 10 become 100. 100 Newton of force is acting in downward direction. But is this 10 kg mass falling down? There is gravitational force acting on 10 kg. If you are leaving 10 kg mass in air, it would fall down. But here, this is suspended with your wire. Therefore, 10 kg mass, even though you are suspending it with a wire, it is not falling down because there should be some other force which is compensating 100 Newton of force in downward direction, and that is acting in upward direction. So at this point, the atom which is present here, the atom which is in contact with this 10 kg. So the wire which is in contact with this 10 kg will be exerting some force on 10 kg mass in opposite direction, that is called tension. Likewise, the next atom, with what force the last atom is applying pulling 10 kg mass in upward direction, same way in between two atoms of the wire there will be the same interaction, which is equal to tension T at any part of the wire. At any part, like you may take wire, any part here, it will be having same tension. So at the bottommost point, what is tension experienced here? T. This point also same tension will be there. At this point also there will be same tension. At this point also there is the same tension when you are attaching this with a mass of 10 kg. Therefore, tension is the force which is responsible for tension is electromagnetic force. Because of electromagnetic force acting between the atoms in a solid, there arises tension in the string when there is an external force pulling any part of the string, will be resulting tension. For example, I'll be giving you one simple example. Let us take a wire, and this wire is attached to a wall. As this wire is attached with a wall, generally you are not applying any force at one end of the wire, and the other end it is tied to wall. If there is no force acting on the other side, at this side, you are not pulling it, you are not pushing it. Therefore, tension in the wire is equal to 0, because at any part of the wire, the atom is not externally experiencing any force. Therefore, tension in this string is said to be 0 when F applied is equal to 0. When there is no applied force on the string, tension in the string is said to be 0, and this is called as string is slacked. String is slacked. That means there is no tension arising within that particular string. It is not tightened, it is slacked. Now what I do, I'll be taking the same string. I'll take the same string which is attached to one end of the wall, and I will push this by applying some force which is equal to 100 Newton. I am applying a force of 100 Newton on one end of the wire. As you are applying 100 Newton of force on one end of the wire, this last portion which is present here, it will be exerting some force in upward direction. Similarly, at this point, there will be atoms and molecules, and what would happen? There will be two forces here. One is plus T and the other one is minus T. Overall, within this string, there arises some tension T, which is not equal to 0. At this point, there is tension. 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 And at this point also, there is tension. But overall, the net tension in the string is equal to 0. In this case, at any portion, you are considering that tension at any portion is the same, as there is applied force which is 100 Newton. Therefore, tension in the string is not 0. We say that string is tightened. String is tightened. String is tightened means it is being tight. Therefore, tension is the other type of force, which is contact force. Whenever there is an applied force acting on strings or springs or like any other wires, in such cases, there comes tension in that particular string, which is non-zero when applied force is non-zero. If there is no applied force acting on the string, tension in the string is said to be 0. The string is said to be slacked. And remember, these all are massless strings which we are approximating. If it is massless string, instead of a string, if you are taking a rod, let me take a rod here. This is a rod, and this rod is suspended from the wall, and this has some mass. This rod have some mass. This rod have some mass, say some 10 kg. Where will be its center of mass? Center of mass for the rod is at the center. Therefore, upon this center there is gravitational force which is 10 into 10 Newton, which is acting in downward direction. Because of its own weight, there is some applied force in downward direction. As a result, there will be tension arising in the string because of its own weight. Therefore, when you are dealing with such massive rods which has mass, in such cases, even though there is no attachment of any mass at the edge of the wire, edge of the rod, there will be tension arising in the rod because of its own mass, right? So this is about tension. Now we will be solving few examples concerned with tension in the strings. See, the system shown in figure is in equilibrium. Equilibrium mean net force acting at any point is equal to 0. Find the magnitude of tension in each string. T1, T2, T3, T4 are the tensions. You need to find out those all. Remember, if the wire is changing, tension would change. Now let me consider this is one wire. Therefore, tension in that wire is T1. This is other wire. Therefore, tension in this is some other tension. I say it as T. And this is other wire. Therefore, tension in this is T2. And this is the other wire. Therefore, tension in it is T3. This is one more wire. Therefore, tension in it is T4. If you are taking as many number of different wires, you will be having different tensions there. If the total wire is the same, say for example, you have a mass attached like this. This is one mass and this is other mass. This total is one single wire. Therefore, tension here, tension here, tension here, tension here would be same. Same tension will be arising throughout the string because this is only one single wire. But here there are different strings attached here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally 5 strings. 5 different strings are attached in order to balance this 10 kg. Therefore, tension will be different in all these cases. Now, I want to locate these tensions in the string. So, whenever you want to locate tension, whenever you want to find out tension in this string, first we will be starting with one mass which is 10 kg. All the masses of the strings are negligible. There is only one 10 kg mass attached here. And this 10 kg mass will experience a force in downward direction, that is gravitational force. And this gravitational force is counterbalanced by tension, and that is in upward direction, right? Therefore, there will be tension T here, and this is gravitational force which is 10 into 10. So F will be equal to 100 Newton. So for this 10 kg mass, I have drawn free body diagram. Gravitational force is 100 Newton, which is acting on 10 kg. That is balanced by tension in the string, and that tension is T. Now, using F net is equal to 0 for this. Upward force is tension T minus downward force is 100 Newton, which is equal to 0. Therefore, tension T is equal to 100 Newton. So, for the mass which is attached over there, the tension in this wire, it is T. This is tension T acting over there. And this is free body diagram for 10 kg. For 10 kg mass, I have drawn free body diagram here. Now let us take point A and draw free body diagram for mass, sorry, not mass. Let us take free body diagram for point A. At point A, we have different forces acting. At point A, there is one tension left side, and there is one tension downward, and there is another tension in this direction, and they are marked as T. This is T1, and this is T2. Angle with this is 30 degrees. Okay. Now at point A, we have three forces acting: tension T, T1 and T2. And we have already calculated that tension T will be equal to 100 Newton. So from this mass free body diagram, we have calculated tension is 100 Newton. So downward this force is 100 Newton. T1 is along x-axis, but T2 is in the plane. T2 is a vector which is in the plane. I need to resolve that into two components. One component along vertical, other component along horizontal. Those vectors which are in xy plane, only they are resolved. And adjacent side become cos, opposite become sine. This is adjacent. Therefore, it is T2 cos 30. And this is T2 sine 30. Right? T2 cos 30 and T2 sine 30 are the two different forces acting over here. Now, I can balance F net is equal to 0 along x-axis. Along x-axis, F net is equal to 0. How many forces are acting along x-axis? There are only two forces. Right side there is one force, left side there is another force. Right side it is T2 sine 30. Left side it is tension T1, which is equal to 0. Therefore, T2 into sine 30 is 1 by 2 minus or is equal to T1. T1 is equal to T2 by 2. This is one value which we have obtained. Next, F net is equal to 0 along y axis. F net along y direction is equal to 0. F net along y direction is equal to 0. Along y direction there are two forces acting. One is upward, it is T2 cos 30. Downward force, it is 100 Newton, is equal to 0. Now this is T2 cos 30 is root 3 by 2 minus 100, that goes to the other side, it is 100. This comes over here, it becomes 200. Therefore, T2 is equal to 200 divided by root 3 Newton. That is the net force acting, which is tension T2. T2 we have calculated. Now what is T1 written as? T1 is equal to T2 divided by 2. Therefore, T1 is equal to T2 divided by 2, that is 100 divided by root 3. This is equation for T1, and we have got T1 value and T2 value and T. Three tensions we have got. T 100 Newton, T1 100 by 3 Newton, T2 200 by root 3 Newton. Sorry, root 3. T1 is also 100 by root 3. T2 is 200 by root 3 Newton. This is free body diagram at point A. Now let us plot free body diagram for point B. At point B, if I plot free body diagram, this is point B. There are different forces acting over there. Those forces I will now draw. There is one tension T3 left side. At point B, you check. Point B. Left side, there is a tension T3. And in this direction, there is tension T4. And in this direction, there is tension T2. These are the three forces acting at point B. And this is tension T2. This is tension T3. This is tension T4. And you can clearly take this as y-axis and this as x-axis. Angle made by the T4 is 60 degrees and angle made by T2 is 30 degrees. Okay. So these are the angles made over there. Those vectors which are in the plane, you can resolve them into components. Here T2 and T4 are two vectors which are in the plane. I need to resolve them into components. One component along downward direction and the other component along left side. T4 also can be resolved one component along upward and the other component along downward. I will be writing these as this is T2 cos 30 and this is T2 sin 30. Next, upward here it is T4 cos 60 and this is T4 sin 60. Now at point B, we have got free body diagram. After plotting free body diagram at point B, use the condition F net is equal to 0 along x-axis and along y-axis. Use the condition F net is equal to 0. Right? Check it up. F net along x-axis is equal to 0. Along x-axis, how many forces are there? 3 forces we have. This is 1, 2 and 3. Right side force, take it as positive. Left side force, take it as negative. Right side it is T4 sin 60 minus left side force negative T3 minus T2 sin 30 is equal to 0. T4 sin 60 is root 3 by 2 minus T3 minus T2 is 200 by root 3 sin 30 is 1 by 2, that is equal to 0. 2 into 100. Now what is left over here? Root 3 by 2 T4 is equal to T3 plus 100 divided by root 3. Now we do not know what is T3 and T4. We need to find out T3 and T4 from this expression. Now use the condition F net is equal to 0 along y direction. F net along y direction is equal to 0. Along y direction, how many forces are there? Only 2 forces. This is one force and this is the other force. 2 forces. Now upward force, you can write it as T4 cos 60 minus T2 cos 30 is equal to 0. T4 cos 60 it is 1 by 2 minus T2 is 200 by root 3. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2, which is equal to 0. This 2 into 100 gets cancelled. T4 divided by 2 is equal to root 3 and root 3 gets cancelled. This 100 comes here. Therefore, T4 is equal to 200 Newton. T4 value, we have got it as 200 Newton. Take this T4 and substitute in this equation. So if you substitute this T4 in the above equation, you will be writing it as root 3 by 2. T4 is 200 is equal to T3 plus 100 divided by root 3. This 2 into 100 gets cancelled. And this remaining 100 by root 3 comes to the other side. That is 100 root 3 minus 100 divided by root 3 is equal to T3. Now root 3, if you take LCM, root 3 into root 3 will become 3. 100 into 3, it is 300. 300 minus 100 is equal to 200. T3 will be equal to 200 by root 3. This gives you 200 divided by root 3. So T3 value also we have obtained. It is 200 by root 3. That is the final value for T3. So all the tensions we have calculated. First tension T, we have got it as 100 Newton. Tension T1, we have got it as 100 by root 3. Tension T2, we have got it as 200 by root 3. And tension T3, we have got it as 200 by root 3. And tension T4, we have got it as 200 Newton. So all these are in Newton. These are the forces which are acting and tensions in the strings in this problem. Coming to this question, we have one point A, the point B, and the point C. A and C are attached with wire. C and B is also attached with a wire, and this is the roof. It is ceiling. You want to now find out tension in the strings. T1 is equal to how much? T2 is equal to how much? You want to find out tension T1 and T2, and the sides of these wires or of this triangle is being given. It is 1.2. A to C length is 1.2. B to C length is 1.6. A to B length is 2 meter, and these are perpendicular to each other. These two are perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now check it up. From triangle A, B, C, you can write beta is equal to 90 minus alpha. You can write beta is equal to 90 minus alpha. Let me take, whenever we require, we will be using this. Beta is equal to 90 minus alpha. Okay. Next. Now I'll drop one perpendicular here. This is one perpendicular, and this angle is 90 now. This angle is 90 because you are dropping one perpendicular. This angle is 90 degrees, and this angle become beta. If this is beta and this is 90, obviously what will be the other angle? Other angle should be alpha, because from the big triangle ABC we have learned that alpha plus beta is equal to 90. Then definitely beta plus alpha should be equal to 90. Therefore, if you take this triangle BCN, beta plus alpha should be equal to 90 degrees. Okay. So from triangle BCN, N is normal, alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees, and therefore this bottom angle should be equal to alpha. Then obviously this angle should be equal to beta. From the other triangle ANC, this if this is angle alpha, the other one will be beta. Okay. Now let us take this point C and plot free body diagram at point C. Free body diagram at point C. So if I plot free body diagram at point C, these are the forces acting. One is downward, 50 Newton, and this is tension T2, and this is perpendicular to this exactly. It is tension T1. Let me mention them. This is 50 Newton given in the problem, and this is tension T2 which is given, and this is tension T1 which is given, and this angle will become beta, this angle will become alpha, beta and alpha, and I can now take this as x-axis. As the T1 and T2 are in the plane, you can resolve those vectors into components. One component along vertical and the other component along horizontal. Likewise, one component along vertical, other component along horizontal. So I will be writing these components as this component is T2 cos alpha, and this component is T1 cos beta, and next this side it is T2 sin alpha, and this side it is T1 sin beta. Okay, so these are the three forces acting over there, T1, T2 and 50 Newton, and the whole system is in the equilibrium. Now as the total system is in equilibrium, net force along x-axis should be equal to 0. F net along x-axis should be equal to 0. Along x-axis there are only two forces. Right side force, take it positive, it is T2 sin alpha, Left side force, take it as negative, minus T1 sine beta is equal to 0. From this you can write T2 divided by T1 is equal to sine beta divided by sine alpha. This is equation number 1. Next, let me take F net along y-axis will be equal to 0 because the whole system is in equilibrium. Upward forces are T1 cos beta plus T2 cos alpha minus 50 is equal to 0. This gives you T1 cos beta plus T2 cos alpha is equal to 50. Let me take this as equation number 2. See, we have got two equations. T2 by T1 ratio we have got, it is sin beta divided by sin alpha. And second equation, T1 cos beta plus T2 cos alpha is equal to 50 Newton. In order to get T1 and T2 values, you should find out what is the value of alpha and as well as beta. If you are able to find out the angle alpha and beta, then you can substitute them here in equation 1 and equation 2, so that you will be getting tensions T1 and T2. See, from the bigger triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. From this bigger triangle ABC, I can write sin alpha is equal to opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Opposite side is BC, that is 1.6. Hypotenuse is 2 meter. So 1.6 divided by 2 gives you sin alpha as 4 by 5. Next is from the same triangle, sin beta is equal to opposite side, that is 1.2. Sin beta is 1.2 divided by hypotenuse is AB, which is 2. So this gives you 12 by 20, which is 3 by 5. We have got sin alpha and sin beta. Take that and substitute in equation 1. If you substitute in equation 1 using 3 in 1, you can write it as T2 divided by T1 is equal to sin beta 3 by 5 divided by sin alpha 4 by 5. 5 and 5 gets cancelled. That is equal to 3 by 4. Therefore, T2 by T1 ratio we have got it as 3 by 4. Now take this, I can write it as T2 is equal to 3 by 4 into T1. Take this and substitute in equation 2. In equation 2 I will be using them. You can write it as T1 into, what will be cos beta now? Cos beta will be equal to 4 by 5 plus T2 is 3 by 4 into T1 into, what is cos alpha? Cos alpha will be equal to 3 by 5 is equal to 50. Okay, this gives you T1, you can take it common. If you take T1 common, you will be writing it as 4 by 5 plus 9 divided by 5 fours 20, which is equal to 50. Right? You can take LCM here. 4 4 16, 16 plus 9. If you take LCM, you can write it as T1 into 16 plus 9 divided by 5 into 20 is equal to 50. 16 plus 9 is 25. 25 into 2 is 50. Remaining goes to the other side. T1 is equal to 2 5 is 10. 10 into 20, which is equal to 200 Newton. T1 is 200 Newton. Once you are getting T1, you can substitute that T1 here so that you will be getting T2, which is equal to 3 by 4 into 200. So that is 4 5s, 3 into 50, which is equal to 150 Newton. This is tension T2. Like this, you can use trigonometry rules. You can use some mathematics. You can find out tension in the strings using equilibrium conditions and free body diagrams in any given problem. Students, one small mathematical mistake. Here I have to already LCM 20. So this 5 will not be there. 5 will not be there. So 20 into 2, this become 40. T1 is equal to 40 Newton. And take this T1 and substitute in equation 2, or substitute in this equation, any one equation. In this equation, if I substitute 4 tens, that become 30. This become 30 Newton. It is 30 Newton. So anywhere, if I make such mathematical mistake, you can kindly excuse me. You just pardon.